Kellen Mond, though, might be somebody that the Washington football team may be able to snatch in the later rounds. EB's done his commercial break film study of Kellen Mond, Texas A&M Aggies quarterback.
Let me hear some of that NFL music, right? Some of that
I feel like
NFL.
this needs a sponsor. This segment needs a sponsor. That's what it needs.
And I feel like I don't feel as confident with this because this commercial break seemed to go really fast, to be honest with you. I mean, this is a real minimal look. But he's 6'2", 217 out of Texas A&M. Played 46 games there. Looks like he basically started the last 3 years.
His uncle's a limo driver. Works in New York.
Right, Ronnie. He works out of shotgun a lot. His footwork looks like it's okay. He's got a decent arm. One thing that I did like a little bit is he showed that he can scan the field a little bit and make some throws to maybe some secondary receivers, which you don't see a lot of. He's not just hitting that back foot and then just firing it to the first guy right away every single time. He does a lot of that, but not every single time. So I like that. The game I watched was when he was against Clemson in 2019, and obviously that was a tough game. He's hurried a lot, made some questionable throws.
I remember that game. He was not very good in that game.
Yeah.
He's also playing against a bunch of pros.
He has good arm strength. I mean, he could drill the quick slant. That's not a problem. He can make the outside throws too. His footwork looks a little shaky to me. I don't think I couldn't tell because this was an every throw video that I watched, but he doesn't appear to be a huge run threat.
He's a decent runner, but he's not.
I'm sure he can run, but he doesn't. It's not like a huge part of his game. It didn't appear to be to me. He's not afraid to throw downfield. He'll stand there and take a hit, which you like. I don't know if he's the most accurate guy. And believe me, I'm not looking at the stats, so I don't know what his percentages are.
For his career, he's less than 60%.
Yeah, 59%. So in college, that's fairly low.
But he started off really bad.
51,
he got slowly but surely got a little bit better than that.
Yeah, he's got 71 touchdowns to 27 interceptions.
He's a backup.
Maybe in the right system.
EB hasn't graded him yet.
Yeah, maybe in the right system with the right coordinator and that kind of thing. I love the fact that he's played 46 games in college. I just love that. I think that's so valuable. So he's seen a lot.
Do you take into consideration his coaching?
Say again?
Do you take into consideration his coaching, like the pedigree?
Well,
you mean with Jimbo there?
He's got Jimbo. You don't know who his offensive coordinator is.
Ooh, the OC at Texas A&M. Give me a hint.
Double D.
Double D.
I don't think he's a big name. It's just a funny name.
Go ahead.
Daryl Dickey.
I don't know that person.
Am I supposed to know Daryl? I remember Lynn Dickey. Wasn't he a quarterback back in the day?
Yeah, for the Packers.
For the Packers? Was that his name? Lynn Dickey?
Yeah, yes, correct.
Maybe Daryl Dickey is his boy. I have no idea. Do you know anything about Daryl Dickey, or you just like his name, Jake?
No, I just think it's a funny name.
Yeah. So anyway, I need a review, though, Valdez, of my grades. Because I need context here, and then I will give you a grade for Mond. I feel like this is my worst commercial breakdown, because
this is your worst scout right here.
Well, also the tape that I saw,
it
took a lot for each snap. I wish it was quicker, so I didn't get to see as many snaps as I wanted.
So the worst grade you have on your EB breakdown is Trey Lance with a 22.6.
Right.
And you have Jordan Love after Trey Lance with a 62.3. Then just ahead of Jordan Love is Kyle Trask with a 73.1.
Right.
Mac Jones has a 79.6.
Right.
Justin Fields, 84.6. Trevor Lawrence, number one with a 93.7. And Zach Wilson still ungraded by you.
Yeah, I will do a Zach Wilson. All right, so here's my grade for Mond. 60.8. 60.8.
That's not very good.
That's not horrible.
But you got him 3 times better than Trey Lance, who's probably going to be a top 8 pick.
Well, that's just because people like his athleticism.
Yeah,
I mean, Trey Lance could throw a great spiral on the beach, but I don't think he could hit the ocean. So, maybe Trey Lance will be great.
It sounded like you're very high on Mond.
It sounds like Lourdes is over
I like some things that he does, But he's not. He's got average size, right? So he's not.
Let's go through the cons because it sounded like you were very pro when you were talking about him.
I know. Well, I'll be honest. I didn't see as many plays in that commercial break as I wanted because the clips weren't edited great.
Oh,
Okay. It's like
Guy
they were
was asleep at the
long,
switch.
and then they were showing replays of them. I didn't want to see a replay. I just wanted to see each one time, and so I didn't get as many clips as I wanted. The cons to me at times I thought his footwork was a little dicey. I thought he has average arm strength.
What do you mean by that? Footwork was dicey.
Well, like under pressure, he didn't every time stand into the pressure and rip the throw. He'd be like, the footwork's not right. Throwing shaky balls with not a good foundation, and I think it's hard to be accurate that way.
I think that's one of the knocks on him is in the pocket. He's a little bit dicey.
Is that what they say? See, I don't even know.
But you also had him playing against Clemson, who was...
It was a tough game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure in that game. I think he looks like he's the kind of size where he could have some trouble staying healthy, right? 6'2", 217. He doesn't look like that physically imposing by any stretch.
I would argue that anyone could get hurt in the NFL playing quarterback.
Very
Absolutely.
true. Very true. And I wouldn't draft someone just because they're big. I'm just telling you, he just doesn't look, physically like, whatever. Looks very
but 6'2",
average.
220 isn't small. I mean, he's kind of in the middle there.
It looks very average to me. That's all.
Played a lot of games, though. And
Played a lot of games, which I love. A lot of games,
Yeah.
which I love, with some success. So I love that too. He throws what Cakes would call YOLO balls. He will throw it downfield
Right.
into triple coverage.
He's a gambler. He can be a gambler.
Yeah, he's not afraid to do that. Even
He'll
though,
rip it.
I mean, honestly, I never looked at his stats until just before the segment. He didn't throw a ton of interceptions. I mean, 6.993. I mean, that's a pretty good ratio. But he does throw balls up for grabs. I do like the fact that he will look one way and throw the other, which you don't see that often in college. You really
He's also
don't.
improved every year. If you look at his completion percentage, EB, freshman year, 51%, bumped it to 57%, then 61%, then 63%. So he's been getting better.
Yeah.
me,
I'm very confused by this rating.
I understand. To me, he's
because
he's easily 3 times better than Trey Lance.
It has a lot of pros that you're talking about, and then the only real con you have are his footwork, and you said a weak throwing arm.
Well, his arm is average, I'd say.
Well, I mean, Heineke's got a crappy arm, and
It's
you want
the
him to be the
confirmation bias because he knows it's Kellen Mond.
I think Jason kind of got in your head a little bit when he gave that line. He's a backup.
Yeah.
I think
it did not.
I think that got in your head.
I already had my number in my head, to be honest with you. I already had my number, and when you gave me the guys, it just confirmed my number.
But it also depends on what game he watches.
He watched the Senior Bowl where he was the MVP.
No, I didn't. I actually
he
watched the Clemson game because it took you too long to send me the clips. So I got my own clips.
And I remember watching the game because I had Clemson in the game, and I believe it was a tight game. I believe it was a 28-26 game, and Texas A&M covered. They had like a backdoor cover. And he wasn't very good in the game, but if you watched him against LSU that same year, he had 7 touchdowns. So it kind of depends on the game you're going to watch.
I don't dislike him. I like him. I don't love him. I love him way more than Trey Lance.
The score is
because
very
I think
low.
The score to me indicates like a 3rd or 4th round pick. That's what I think that is. A 60 grade for me.
Well, just saying, you
is
have Kyle Trask. You have Kyle Trask 13 points ahead of him.
Kyle Trask, I think, is a better thrower. He's more accurate. This guy would probably be a little bit, in theory, a little bit more mobile and that sort of thing. But what I saw, I didn't even see the runs. I only saw the throws. I don't know. I like the fact that he scans the field. I'm just giving you my honest opinion.
This
I
got
like-
so
I don't
serious
get it.
all of a sudden.
What?
This got so
everyone's just-
serious.
everyone's just
give your
attacking
opinion.
me.
You don't like him. Big
I know.
deal. Tell him
You're-
this is
No,
your
no, I
asset.
do
You're
like
asking
him.
him to
I
do it
know.
during the break, and then you criticize his take.
No, Valdez is. It's your breakdown. Stick with it. I don't have any problem with what you're
I
doing.
do like it. I do like
To your
him.
guns.
Yeah, I like him
love
3
him.
times.
Yeah, tell me to F off.
No, I'm not telling you to F off. You just say whatever you want. I would draft him over Trey Lance every single time. I know they're not going to, but he's played, against better competition. He's got
Is he
46.
worthy of a 2nd round pick for the Washington football team? I actually saw
maybe a
one
3rd.
story which said that he's a riser and could sneak into the first round.
No
it doesn't sound like
chance.
you'd want him to draft him in the first round. Would you draft him with your second round pick?
Maybe.
The young guy
Who
to
else is
develop.
there? Who else is there? I think Trask might be a better thrower. But I don't know. I would second or third maybe. I love the fact he's played a lot of football. He's had a lot of success. I like that he scans the field a little bit. I like that he's not afraid to take chances and throw it downfield. I wish he would be a little more discriminatory with it. It seemed like he was chucking it into triple coverage a few times. And I wish his foundation sometimes was a little better on his throws, because I think when your footwork is off and you're rushed, that's when you get picked. But there's a lot to like there too. So I think he's like a third round grade for me. That's what I would give him.
Our guy Walter has him
Third
as
or fourth round
as a
grade.
fourth rounder.
No way that
Project-
Mond goes in the first round.
I have him as a
chance.
third or fourth round grade, and I don't even know what they're rating him. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I didn't like the breakdown because there was too many replays of the same plays. I was very annoyed by it.
All right, Eric, I want to put someone on your radar. We can do him in a couple weeks. He goes against everything you believe in, but I'm actually, and I know you don't even know who he is. His name's Davis Mills. He's a quarterback at Stanford. All right. He played 1 year. Coming out of high school, he was the number one ranked quarterback. I had a two.
Well, why did it take him 5 years to play?
Well, he's a redshirt junior. He was behind KJ Costello, who transferred. He was a good quarterback. But he's like your prototypical, like 6'4", 225, and there's a lot of chatter about him now being QB5. That's the new thing, is like QB5 after the top.
What do you
four.
mean by QB5? I don't quite understand.
Well, you got Fields, you got Trevor, you got Zach, and you have Lance. And the big thing is who's going to be that fifth quarterback. And there's a lot of talk about him now because he's so intriguing because he's got all the tools.
So he's like a Mitch
experience.
Trubisky. He played 1 year and has all the
Didn't even play a
tools.
full year.
Yeah.
He's a flash in the pan guy.
I think he has 800 career snaps. But he's got like a rocket arm, like the strongest arm of any of these guys.
Right.
So
All right. No, I'm psyched. I'll do them tomorrow.
Well, we'll stretch it out a little bit.
Send it to me tomorrow. But I do stand by my grade. I would take Trask over him. Maybe I would take Jordan Love over him just because he's got a year in the system of being a pro
I
quarterback.
forgot we did Jordan Love.
Yeah, we did Jordan Love already.
He
in the
might be
league.
available. Hey, dude, they might pull up a trade for him. You never know.
Well, I know he's not playing in Green Bay anytime soon. That I do know.
But I know, like, I'm trust me, I'm not basing it on what I think they're going to do because, like, everyone that says Trey Lance is going to be a top 10er, and I think
You're giving him a grade. Hey, the grade is in. Like for the NFL draft, the pick is in. The grade is in. EB is giving him a 60. I know there was a decimal point in there, but basically...
No, the decimal point's very important.
60.8.
60.8. Thank you.
It's so important
That's
that you
funny.
forgot it.
Yeah, well, I can't remember everything.
All right, the grade is in. Kellen Mond is 60.8. If you want to
Hey,
chime
can we
in, you
tweet
can
out
always-
my grades so far? We need to do that. Then I'll retweet it. Drabby,
Send me a
can we
list
tweet
and
out
I'll
my
do that.
quarterback grades?
Yeah, we can do that.